back at it again, and it seems that Republicans might be getting handed a gift here very soon. Maybe. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you are new. Please make sure you are still subscribed to the channel. As I've stated previously, I've been unsubscribed from certain channels, so make sure you are still subscribed with your notifications on, because as I've stated before, my notifications have also been changed from certain channels from all to like personalized, and it's like, hold on, wait a minute, I didn't do this. I don't know. Something weird has been happening, so make sure you're still subscribed to the channel with your notifications on. It's the bell button next to it. Make sure it says all. All right, and with that being said, oh, and also, if you would like to help out my videos with the YouTube algorithm, just watch it to the very end. All right, helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. The longer you watch, the more that YouTube pushes these videos out to other folks. And we definitely want to spread the message. That is for sure. As Larry Elder likes to say, we have a country to save. And let's dive in.
All right, John, West Virginia Democratic Senator Joe Manchin heading to New Hampshire to headline a third-party town hall. The move sparking worry among Democrats who fear a third-party candidate will hurt the president's re-election chances. The senator asked about this on the Hill earlier today.
No, this is nothing about a third party. This is not about any office at all.
Are you ruling out a third-party bid?
Oh, I've never ruled out anything or ruled in anything. I'm just. This is just strictly a conference that we're having.
Let's bring in Kayleigh McEnany, co-host of Outnumbered. I don't know, what'd you take away from that, Kayleigh?
He said he's not ruling it out. He has said that repeatedly. Not only that, he has been asked previously, well, what do you make of the fact that this could pave the way for Trump as opposed to Biden? And he actually defended the idea of a third-party bid. He said, then how did Perot get Bill Clinton elected, referencing the fact that Perot siphoned off votes from Republicans. So he's not just not ruling it out, he's actually defending it. This could absolutely pave the way for a Trump presidency. When you look at the fact, 2016, 6% voted third party. Fast forward 4 years, only 2% did. And those breakers who voted third party, according to NBC exit polls, broke for Joe Biden. So it does end up, in my view, benefiting Republicans.
I mean, the clock's ticking here. I mean, you know, politics is a long time, obviously, until Election Day. But when it comes to getting in or getting out, I mean, we're getting pretty close here. Here's an NBC News.
Yeah, I definitely think if Joe Manchin decides to enter the race, it will hurt Democrats a whole lot more than it hurts Republicans. I feel like most Republicans won't even consider voting Democrat at this point, simply based on what's been happening. Not because Republicans are unreasonable, because I think Republicans are very, very reasonable. It's just everything that's been going on. It's all been because of Democrats. And at this point in time in history, I don't see a majority, or even, like, if I had to put a percentage on it, I might say 10%, probably less, would vote a third party in terms of Republicans. But as Democrats, I definitely see a higher percentage, somewhere in the 30-ish, 25 to 30-ish percent. So I definitely think it helps Republicans a whole lot more. But you guys can let me know in the comment section, what percentage of Democrats and Republicans do you think would say, no, I'm not voting for Trump, or I'm not voting for Biden, I'll vote for Joe Manchin? Let me know in the comment section. What percentage of Democrats and what percentage of Republicans would vote third party? I think that percentage is very, very low for Republicans, and it'll probably be about a quarter of Democrats. But that's what I think. I could always be wrong. Let me know what you think.
Showing that more Democrats would consider a third-party candidate if it was a Biden-Trump matchup. So when
willing to consider a third-party / independent candidate in 2024 matchup is Biden and Trump. Democrats 45% say yes. Republicans 34% say yes. I have a hard time believing 34% of Republicans would say yes or go and vote for a third party. I just have a hard time seeing that. Now, I'm not completely against a third party. I think if anybody should have a third party, it should be Uncle Trump and RFK Jr. I think those two guys on the third party ticket would do the best that a third party could possibly do. But I'm trying to win at the end of the day. And I think the path to winning is just remaining on the Republican ticket, in my humble opinion. Now, after we win, then we can make some adjustments and talk about a third party. But I think the objective and the goal should be to win. Simple and plain. Win the game. Win the game. Forget about all the shenanigans and all that extra stuff, third party. Yeah, that sounds good. Whatever. Win the game first. Then we could talk about third party afterwards, right? Once he's in office, once him and RFK Jr. are in office, which I believe that ticket is an unbeatable ticket, which is why I keep saying it for those that are new to the channel and are wondering, why is he talking about RFK Jr.? I think that's an unbeatable ticket. And I feel like RFK Jr. is more of a Republican than a Democrat anyway. That's just my humble opinion. Like, I don't even know why he's on the Democrat ticket, possibly because he sees Biden as weak and Trump is unbeatable. I think if he was on the Republican ticket, like he's not beating Trump. I think he'd be doing better than DeSantis, but yeah, DeSantis is down by like 40 points behind Trump, so that ain't really saying a whole lot. You know what I mean? So, I think that ticket is unbeatable, and a third party from them, I think, would do some work. But as I said before, win first, then we can talk about that.
And asked, are you willing to consider a third-party independent candidate if 2024 matchups Biden-Trump? 45% of Democrats said yes, 52% said no. 63% of Republicans said no. Republicans said yes 34% of the time.
Yeah, I don't see how you argue that this helps Democrats having a third-party candidate. And that's why No Label says, look, we're not going to be a spoiler here. We're only going to do this if we think there's a way to actually prevail. So whether they put someone on the ballot, we'll see. They've got to get access to ballots in all 50 states. They say they have the ability to do that. They have $70 million is what they anticipate having. This could absolutely be a spoiler. But at the same time, a lot of times we talk about these spoiler scenarios that never come to fruition. So we'll see if they actually do it.
We will see. All right, this is Manchin on why he says he's attending the New Hampshire event in the first place. Listen.
Going around the country basically talking to people that want this commonality and common sense approach to how we fix problems. It's not happening here. So if it's not happening here, they're going to put pressure from outside to tell the representatives and whoever the people that might be running for offices of what they're expecting, because they're not getting what they're expecting.
Okay, so we'll let our audience decide what their takeaway is from that. Meanwhile, we've been watching Christopher Wray testify on Capitol Hill. It's been pretty interesting. Some fiery moments, especially some of the exchanges with Jim Jordan. Chris Christie, the former New Jersey governor, GOP candidate for the presidency, he was on with us last hour, and here he is defending Christopher Wray. Listen.
Jim Comey and Eric Holder and Loretta Lynch drastically harmed the Department of Justice and the FBI. And Chris Wray has now spent years fixing that. What you saw today, I think, was an animated and combative FBI director who's defending the men and women who work for him every day and do a great job.
So that was really interesting, his defense of...
Why is... I almost was disrespectful. I'm sorry. I almost start calling people names that I shouldn't be saying. That's rude and mean. But why is this guy even on TV? He's polling at like less than 1%. Clearly, we don't care about his opinion. We don't. Why is he even on TV? Like I'm so confused. I'm so confused. You know, you see ratings for mainstream media, and ratings are down. They're down. And then you see that they put these people on that, you know, on even like a Republican, like mainstream media. You put on a Republican that people don't even give a shit about. That just, it baffles me, the thought process of some of these folks. Who's making these decisions? Put Uncle Trump on. Put Vivek Ramaswamy on. Put Byron Donalds on. Put Jim Jordan on. Put some of these guys that we actually care about. Put some people from the Freedom Caucus. Matt Gaetz. Lauren Boebert. Put some of these folks on. Not Chris Christie. I just... Am I tweaking y'all? Y'all let me know in the comment section. I'm just baffled by the decision making of some of these folks. Whoever's making the decisions on some of these shows. It's like, what? And then you wonder why your ratings are down. You're putting irrelevant people in front of our face that we don't give two F's about.
Ray. At the same time, Ray, in the hot seat there, getting pressed by both sides really at times, said the idea that he's biased against conservatives is, quote, somewhat insane. That was quite a moment.
Yeah, I mean, best of luck to Chris Christie with that message in a GOP primary, which has tremendous distrust for the FBI. Christopher Wray, he made the fair point that, hey, I was the only institution out there saying the lab leak theory was credible. He's right about that. He hasn't been perhaps as bad as some of the other institutions. However, there's a lot of questions from this radical traditionalist Catholic memo, which he rescinded. He called it, he said he was aghast by it, but yet he won't allow the authors of that before Congress till an internal review. None of this instills confidence in the American people, many of whom have distrust for the FBI.
Yeah, he was asked if they would actually reveal that document unredacted. Can we have a copy of it? Asked Jim Jordan. Ray said, I'll find out if there's more of the document that can be shared with you. We've tried to be very careful with what we redact. I don't know. I think people have more questions than answers after they heard that exchange.
Absolutely. And I have more questions about, he was asked about Mark Houck. That was the pro-life father who was before the abortion clinic. He would not condemn the FBI raid on Mark Houck's home. He's been exonerated in a court of law. But at the same time, he did admit 70% of attacks we see in the pro-life space are against pro-life institutions. So there are some interesting moments, but I think you get the feeling that the FBI is two steps behind, be it the radical traditional Catholics or his answers on parents who were targeted for going to school board meetings by the DOJ. He said he didn't change anything at the FBI, but you get the feeling two steps behind for Christopher
Really
Wray.
interesting analysis. And also on the third party candidate, love watching you guys outnumbered.
Thank
You guys are having a lot of fun.
We do. Yes.
All right. Good to see you, Kaylee.
Oh, man. What a world, you know? What a time to be alive, right? What a time to be alive. Man, oh, man. First, you got terrible decision making from some of these places. And then on top of that, Republicans might be getting handed a gift. I mean, my goodness. Seems like we never have anything go our way. So if Joe runs Manchin, that is, not Biden, that would be fantastic. Would be fantastic. Could you imagine Joe Biden, right? Joe Biden Kamala versus Trump RFK Jr. versus Joe Manchin and I don't know. Versus Joe Manchin, right? The landslide Trump and RFK Jr. the landslide win that would happen with RFK Jr. and Uncle Trump. Man, to watch those leftist tears that day. Woo! Boy, oh boy. I'd pay to see that. Somebody call up Joe Manchin. Tell him I got a check for him. All right. I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. All right. I'm kidding. Goodness gracious, man. Hey, if Joe's running, if Manchin is running, I'll donate to his campaign. Okay. I will make a donation. Oh, goodness gracious. All seriousness, though, joking aside, yeah, that would be fantastic for Republicans if he ran. I don't think 34% of Republicans would actually vote for a third party, especially Joe Manchin, which he's not as bad as other Democrats, but at the end of the day, he's still a Democrat, right? So I think that in and of itself would create a huge issue for Republicans in not nearly 34%. I don't know how that poll got that number. 34% of Republicans. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Would you vote for Joe Manchin over Uncle Trump and RFK Jr.? Let me know. I find a hard time believing that. But as always, thank you for watching it to this point. I greatly appreciate you guys. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.